9:07 on your Wednesday, this September 6th. You are tuned into the Magical Morning Show with me, Senior Airman Eric Blanton, and we are kicking this last hour of the show off with U.S. Army Garrison Japan Commander Colonel Phil Gage. Good morning, sir. How are you?
How are you, Erica? Good morning.
Doing great. It's nice to come back after a longish weekend. Got to relax a little bit.
Well, I tell you, so it's the end of summer, so I don't know how happy I am about that, but it's good to come back after Labor Day. Gave us a nice little break, as we get the school year started and everything. Right.
We have so much to jump into, look forward to. It's a new month, new things going on, and especially seeing about the weather, what's been going on in the world. It's very important to stay prepared.
Well, you know it. And so the last week of August, we completed our annual full-scale exercise here at Camp Zama, and it was a great event, and it really had good timing, because it gets us ready for National Preparedness Month. But before I talk about National Preparedness Month, I just want to say, our full-scale exercise could not have happened without our great volunteers that we had. We had about 100 folks come out and help us volunteer, and the community was also very patient with us as we worked through everything. But the bottom line is we did it just so we were ready, and that's what it's about, is being ready. So National Preparedness Month is right on time. So the whole month of September is National Preparedness Month. You never know when emergency or disaster is going to occur, so you got to be prepared now and plan throughout the year. So we've been saying it, you got to get a kit, you got to make a plan, you got to be informed. Disasters don't prepare, but you can. So we have several events going this month. We actually kicked off on the 31st of August with Army Ready Community Night, and we're going to get our teens involved next. So at Camp Zama, we'll hold our Ready Army Community Night, our teen community night, on 14 September from 6 to 4 p.m., Camp Zama Youth Center. And it's a perfect time to come out with your family, make a plan, get tips, stay informed, and learn how to make a kit. So that's our first big thing, is National Preparedness Month this month.
Yes, and then kind of switching from preparedness to prevention, it's also Suicide Prevention Month.
Yeah, so September's got a lot of things going on. So as you noted, September is also recognized as Suicide Prevention Month. And so aside from the month-long awareness stuff that the Army is doing, September 10th through the September 16th is actually Suicide Prevention Week, and starting with Suicide Prevention Day on the 10th of September. So, suicide, every year, about 800,000 people die from suicide. And back in 2013, the Department of Veterans Affairs did a study, and about 22 of that 800,000 are veterans dying by suicide every day. So it's a big problem, and one that we have to work on. So awareness and prevention are so very important. And so in September, the U.S. Army will amplify its efforts on its ready and resiliency stuff, along with the rest of the nation. But suicide prevention is a 365 days a year effort. It's just not a month or a week or a day. You got to stay on it. So what can you do? You got to look out for one another. You got to ask, you got to care, and escort. So soldiers and civilians spend up to 4 hours of training, annually to reiterate the importance of not being silent, and that every soldier and civilian counts. So we're encouraging our soldiers, civilians, family members, and other community members to remain vigilant and be ready to intervene if you see things that are not quite right with a friend, a family member, or a coworker. So bottom line, we want to save lives, and that's what it's all about. So Suicide Prevention Month, the month of September.
Exactly. Every second counts. Like you said, all you have to do is ask if you see somebody, and that's really where it starts, is just making sure that you're watching out for the people around you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So keep that on your mind as we go throughout the month, and then kind of looking ahead a little bit to September 15th, Resiliency Living.
Yeah, so it's all about being resilient too. So this year we've kind of done something different at Camp Zama. We've combined a couple of events, and we're going to have on the 15th of September a Resilient Living Day, and we're going to combine that with our Retiree Appreciation Day. So we're going to take the opportunity to pause for a minute, recognize our retirees from all branches of service, and then the event will be held at the Camp Zama Community Club. Doors open about 8:30, followed by the annual Retiree Appreciation Day event at 9. Then we will kick into our Community Resilience Seminar at 10:45, and followed by a Passport for Life Community Resilient Fair beginning at noon. So basically, the community members can come out. There's going to be about 30 booths set up, and it'll represent different interest clubs, recreation, resiliency resources for the whole family, and a one-stop shop sort of event. We'll have some guest speakers. They'll talk about their own stories, their personal testimonies about overcoming adversity. We're going to understand some things about retirement and transition from the military, and also learn some skills about resilience. So the hook is, so if you come out and you're a civilian or a service member, you'll get credit for your mandatory training for FY17 for drug and alcohol, suicide prevention. We'll do that when you complete your FAIR passport and attend the seminar. So, of course, this is a free event for the entire community, including kids. You're never too young or old to learn new strategies from overcoming adversity. And we ask our community members to wear blue and yellow in support of Suicide Prevention Month during this event.
Yes, so there are a lot of great things to keep in mind as we're going through the month, great opportunities to kind of relax a little bit and take stock of where you're at and the people around you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then there's more stuff to do in September. It's really packed. I just want to mention again, the Camp Zama bowling alley is finally open. So we did our grand opening on the 1st of September. We had some free bowling and some giveaways and such over the Labor Day weekend. So it was very good. So I just want to remind the community, come on out, enjoy that resource, grab some food, get bowling. It's actually a good time going into the fall, maybe. It's still a little hot, but you can come out to the bowling alley and enjoy that. And so also, for our boys and girls, we have Boys and Girls Clubs Day for Kids. So Child and Youth School Services will host the annual Boys and Girls Clubs of America Day for Kids on September 16th. So 1 to 4 p.m., and it'll be at Yano Field here at Camp Zama and also the Japan Engineer District's parking lot. And this event will actually feature go-karts, face painting, bouncy castles, live music performances, and so many other things, prize and food. So just come out and spend the day with your kids, foster good relationships between children and adults, and come out and show your support for the Boys and Girls Club that day. And there's always more. MWR has things. We have something for everything. And so the month of September, just coming up with MWR at Camp Zama, stop and see outdoor recreation, make some plans for any leisure or travels as we go into fall. And if you're ready for football, we've got the 10th annual Gridiron Challenge starting up in our Game Time Sports Bar. So the games are in there, big screen TV, drinks, food. We're also doing a couple of events at our fitness center. On September 16th, we'll do a kickoff tournament. We'll do a punt, kick, toss event on September 27th. And we've even got basketball going, too. A 3-on-3 basketball league has started up. And then if you don't like to play sports, but you like to listen to music, if you like old school music from like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, you can come out to Throwback Saturday at Sagamihara Housing area in our club on September 23rd, 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. So there's lots of things to do.
Nice. And then if you're a single soldier out there as well, they do have the BOSS program. Yeah, so
single soldiers, you're definitely not left out. Be sure to stop by our Camp Zama Warrior Zone. There's so much going on out there in September. And we've got Tekken 7 tournaments. We've got billiards tournaments. We've got NBA, Madden, FIFA tournaments, video gamers this month. It's for you. So don't hesitate to come out, make some friends, and see what Camp Zama BOSS has to offer for you. And that's for all our single soldiers this month.
Yes. So if you're just now tuning into the interview, we've covered a lot. So just to recap a little bit, this month is National Preparedness Month. So get a kit, make a plan, and be informed.
That's right.
Again, disasters don't prepare, but of course you can.
Right.
And then, of course, there's suicide prevention all month long as well. The Resiliency Living Day, that's going to be held September 15th. That's starting at 8:30, wrapping up around noon with a giant community resilience fair. So you can go out and check out all those amazing things that are happening.
Yeah, that's right. And then don't forget, bowling alley's open. You got the Kids Day as well. Child and Youth Services will host that on September 16th. And plan your stuff with the MWR Outdoor Rec. And single soldiers, head to BOSS. Exactly.
So we just talked about a little bit that's going on at Camp Zama. Again, there's so very much. So you can follow along and see what's going on.
Yeah, sure. And I'll just ask everyone, to check us out on Facebook. So Facebook.com, USAGJ, and for more information there. And just always follow us there. Stay locked in. You can stay up to the minute. We do everything on Facebook. So you can check us out there for more information on everything.
Exactly. Well, thank you so very much, U.S. Army Garrison Japan Commander Colonel Phil Gage, for calling in this Wednesday. Is there anything else that you would like to add as we're starting the month?
Just remember, every American is an ambassador, so that's what we like to say down here. So stay safe, Hanashu, set the standard, and Nichi Dan.